All right. Hello out there on Facebook and YouTube and wherever you're coming in from. We're going to get set up here. Takes just a moment, so it gives everyone time to start logging in. We get so excited to see who's going to join us. So today we're talking about cooking with essential oils. Here we go. So welcome everyone, wherever you are coming in from today. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Amy Bancroft, and this is part 3 of our 7-part education series focused on how essential oils can support you and your family's health. So I'm so excited about today's topic, essential oils and cooking, because this is a foundational piece of my daily rituals. So as we begin, the first thing that I wanted to offer you is a little piece about myself, because I don't know all of you from around the world who are joining us here. So again, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I love to be here with you, and I hope you love to be here too. If you do know me, then you know I'm extremely passionate about natural health care. I'm a huge user of essential oils for proactive and daily supports in all aspects of my life. And I practice and teach yoga, yoga of the heart. And I live in the stunning Santa Barbara, California with my 2 children and our 4 chickens who roam around in our little urban garden sanctuary, affectionately known as Studio 108. I'm super deeply grateful for my life and my family and the beautiful people in my community around the world that are dedicated to wellness and have educated and empowered me in all aspects of my life. And so now I offer this education to you to be of service to you so that you can develop your own daily rituals and self-care habits that will cultivate inner peace and resilience. So today, how does this relate to cooking with essential oils? As I started thinking about food, the first thing that really touches me is this concept or process of understanding how what I put in my mouth I'm in awe of, because I know that it's another form of energy that has been converted from the sun and the soil and the water and all of the elements and the humans involved with allowing for this energy to enter my body and power my cells and fuel my life force. So appreciating the whole food cycle and the energy cycle, I think, is a very important act. And I've noticed that I've been blessed to live in quite a few beautiful places around the world. And everywhere I've lived, the first thing I've done is build a garden. And sometimes that was easy because I walked into someone else's abundant, edible paradise that was 30 years old. And sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes it was a bare plot of land next to a concrete driveway near a busy road and heaps of pollution. But what I love about growing my own food is the process of getting to know the land and observing the environment and the climate as it changes with the seasons, and learning the local and indigenous ways of feeding the soil and planting the seeds and nurturing those seeds as they grow into blossoms, and then being diligent and patient as those blossoms grow into fruit. And then, of course, there's the process of harvesting, as well as preparing the food to be eaten, which can be a beautiful act of gratitude. And then the literal act of digestion and consuming our food and receiving these nutrients that feed our life force on all these levels. Because, you know, as we know, food creates chemistries in the bodies that affect our cells and especially our hormones, which we know affects our emotions. food is a part of all of these processes that fuel our life. And in yoga, we actually say that all of our experiences in life are also a part of this reflection of how we are able to literally digest our life experiences. So eating these delicacies, whether you've grown them with your own hands or not, creating rituals around the food preparation and receiving the food into your body, sharing this with people you love and share your lives with. I think these are all aspects of food and cooking that are really important for our overall health and well-being. So I do recommend learning about the beautiful arts of permaculture and biodynamics. If you're interested, you can explore more about those concepts and learning to live with a lot of harmony with the land and having great appreciation for our food sources. And then also, of course, Ayurveda is incredibly massive wealth of wisdom and appreciating its applications of food and drink as medicine, along with the use of essential oils and yoga practices. These are all things that I encourage you to explore if that's of interest to you. So today, talking about cooking with essential oils, we're going to briefly touch on digestion as well, metabolism, allergies and addictions, and hormones, and how these can all be supported with food, drinks, and essential oils. So there are things that can be done with the essential oils that are all very fun, they're very easy, and they provide great benefits to the body, not just creating a powerful flavor in the meals that you might add them to. They can also create a lot of internal health benefits depending on the particular essential oil that you choose to use, as well as giving you these benefits in a very safe and natural way. And offering a lot of convenience when fresh ingredients perhaps are not available to you. So anyone who's been in Fiji with me over the last 7 years knows that the essential oils there have really provided a lot of additional flavor for those beautiful meals that we share. And before we dive in, this is a quick one. These are bliss balls, so we'll talk about these a little bit, but these are legendary among my friends. Think raw cacao and nuts and dates, then infused with cardamom or ginger or cinnamon essential oils. These are just so much fun and lovely. So why cook with essential oils? Let's get to it, right? What are the benefits of cooking with essential oils? There are many reasons that you could cook with essential oils. You could want them to add flavor to your food. You could want to experience the many internal benefits of the oil. You could be looking for safe, natural ingredients to use in your cooking, and you could also really appreciate the convenient aspect of using them. So the potent nature of the essential oils makes them perfect for adding flavor to your foods and beverages. Unlike other ingredients, only a tiny amount of essential oil is needed to add a really powerful flavor to any dish. So the citrus and herbs, mints, florals, and spice oils, these all really provide endless options for your own creativity to add unique twists and flavors to your food. And then the internal benefits, this is one of the most popular ways to enjoy essential oils. By adding the oils to your foods and drinks, you're not only providing more flavor, but you're simultaneously enjoying these internal benefits of the particular oils you're working with. So depending on which oil you choose to use, you can reap massive internal benefits like supporting all of the body's systems, bringing antioxidant support in, digestive support, internal cleansing, and a lot more. So again, using essential oils provides this unique way to benefit with the oils in this way. Now, the safety of using these and using them as substitutes for things like dry herbs and citrus zests and seasonings during the cooking process is also really easy to do. Now, because they come from natural sources, they do provide a very safe way to add potent flavors. And we'll talk about the safety more in just a minute. But it is important to note that not all essential oils are created equally. And doTERRA's essential oils are carefully harvested. They go through a rigorous testing process to make sure that the oils do not contain any contaminants or harmful substances. And not all essential oil companies use the same high standards for producing essential oils, so their oils might not be as pure. So when looking to cook with the essential oils, I really suggest using therapeutic grade oils like those from doTERRA that have been thoroughly tested for safety. Now, the convenient aspect, think about, have you ever been making dinner and halfway through you realize that you are out of lemons, or maybe you're pressed for time and you can't make it to the store to pick up some last minute coriander. Perhaps you prefer to use fresh ingredients, but the item that you want wasn't in season or you couldn't find it right now. So this is where essential oils also come in really handy. Whether you're running low on ingredients, you worry perhaps about fresh ingredients going bad in the fridge, or you just can't get your hands on those seasonal ingredients, which is always the best. That's when the essential oils can provide a solution without sacrificing any of that flavor. And as we mentioned, it doesn't take much essential oil to add these potent flavors to your dish. So it's also very cost effective in the long run, because these essential oils will typically last much longer than the dry ingredients because you use less, and they also last much longer than the fresh ingredients. So while some people are skeptical about the consumption of essential oils, it is really important to understand that internal usage of essential oils has actually been in practice for centuries, and it is not a mysterious new fad. People have successfully and safely consumed essential oils for many years, and the key to safe use is following proper safety guidelines. So like any substance, essential oils only present risks when they're used improperly or in incorrect amounts. So we will discuss some more important safety guidelines for cooking with the essential oils in just a minute. But it's also important to know that you already likely consume small amounts of oils in your diet, because essential oils are taken from plants, fruits, and natural substances. And this is why the body is well equipped to process them. So because these fruits, plant parts, and extracts are already a part of our normal diets, it's safe for the body to consume the essential oils internally because it knows how to process them properly already. So like other things that we consume, essential oils are ingested through the digestive system. They then enter the bloodstream and can then be metabolized by the organs. And because our body is able to easily process and metabolize essential oils, cooking with the essential oils is a very simple way to enrich the foods that we eat every day. So as previously stated, not all essential oils are created equal. doTERRA essential oils are safe to use in cooking because they have been carefully monitored at every step of the production process and thoroughly tested for any possible contaminants or harmful substances. But not all essential oil companies use this kind of quality assurance system. So remember that it is wise to only use high quality, well-tested essential oils when cooking. And our certified pure therapeutic grade standard ensures this as well. Now, you can always look at your bottle of oil, and on the side, if it has a oil supplement and a supplemental facts label, or in Europe and I think in New Zealand and Australia it says for flavoring use here, that's one way that you also know that you can consume these safely. And at the very bottom of the bottle there is a number on here. Now you can go to a website called sourcetoyou.com and look at all the testing that each batch of doTERRA's oils go through. And also, one last note about safety is doTERRA's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. David Hill, and the entire doTERRA medical team have very publicly declared you can safely consume up to 25 drops of essential oils internally every day. So if you have doubts or are skeptical, please look into that work. I think Dr. Hill's a brilliant man, and I deeply trust him and all the founders of doTERRA and our teams. So this here, the Federal Drug Administration, the FDA, has compiled a list of substances that have been identified as safe to be used in food products. Now, this list is known as the Generally Recognized as Safe list, or GRAS, and it identifies substances, including essential oils, that have substantial documentation of safe internal use. So again, with a well-documented history of safe and successful internal usage, these essential oils included on the GRAS list are considered very safe for consumption and can be used as flavoring agents or preservatives in food. And note that this GRAS list is merely one source that shows which essential oils are safe for consumption, and there are other reliable sources that provide information about the safe internal use of essential oils as well. Here we've got basil, bergamot, black pepper, cassia, cinnamon, clary sage, fennel, geranium, ginger, grapefruit, juniper berry, lemon, lemongrass, lime, marjoram, melissa, oregano, peppermint, and then Roman chamomile, rosemary, thyme, wild orange, and ylang ylang. So here is a list of the non-GRAS oils. Now, these are oils that, because of their chemical design, they can be used topically or aromatically, but these are not safe for internal use. Even if they're high quality oils, these should never be used for internal use because of their chemical makeup. So arbor vitae, cedarwood, cypress, Douglas fir, eucalyptus and spikenard, white fir and wintergreen. And then also we have the potent oils down here. So these are the hot oils, and these need to be used very carefully and be properly diluted when added to drinks. So you want to use at least 4 ounces of liquid when adding any of these to a beverage as well. Now, there are a few important things to remember when cooking with heat and the essential oils, because essential oils are affected by the heat. So some people worry that cooking can lessen the efficacy of the oil. And that won't happen. What will happen is that the heat can evaporate some of the essential oils due to the steam. So it's just simply best to add the essential oil at the end of the recipe if possible. The less time the essential oil is exposed to the heat, the more flavor it will retain. So adding it at the very end or after the dish has been removed from the heat and had time to cool will keep the most amount of flavor in there. Now, of course, it's not always possible to add the essential oils later, especially if you're baking or steaming a dish, or even if you are simmering or boiling something and you can't add it at the end. Simply add a larger amount of the oil, and that way, when some of it is evaporated, you'll still retain that flavor there. Now, if you do plan to add the essential oil at the very end, when your dish has been removed from the heat, a much smaller amount will be needed. And it's also important to remember that when you add strong oils like oregano or basil, it can be beneficial to actually let the oil simmer or evaporate, but because it provides a milder, more pleasant flavor. So that's important, otherwise those can be very overpowering. Now, when cooking with essential oils, it's best to use cookware that is stainless steel, glass, or ceramic, as essential oils can potentially damage some types of plastic. When mixing ingredients that contain essential oils, avoid mixing in plastic bowls or containers, and always try to use these glass, ceramic, or stainless steel in order to protect and preserve your cooking ware. Now, the amount of essential oil that you add to any given recipe depends heavily on what kind of oil you're using. Your personal taste preferences, whether you are substituting the oil for raw, fresh, or dried ingredients, the amount of servings you're making, and more. These will all be factors in how much of the essential oil you decide to use. Now, it would be nice to know an exact amount, but you might really just need to have a little bit of experimentation and trial and error until you really find how much fits your specific recipes and flavor preferences. So this little guide is helpful. Using the toothpick method when you first start experimenting with the essential oils is best. You can dip the toothpick of a clean toothpick into an essential oil bottle and just then stir the toothpick into your ingredients, a soup or a salsa or whatever it might be. And this will allow you to add the smallest amount of the oil possible so that you don't risk ruining the dish by adding too much flavor. After you've stirred it around, I'd suggest doing a little taste test. See if you want to add a little bit more, because you can always go back and add a little bit more. But you definitely want to go slowly and not ruin your dish by overwhelming it with too much oil. Now, in some cases, it is appropriate to add an entire drop or even several drops in an essential oil. But again, just be careful, go slowly, and you can experiment and play with that till your heart's content. Now, using the oils in your drinks is one of my most favorite ways of using them internally. First of all, what's not shown here is just good old water. Water a lot every day, especially with lemon. Is great. The lemon essential oil is great for gently detoxifying the body. We can also use the other citrus oils to support that as well. And if you're wanting to cut back perhaps on other kinds of sugary drinks that you're used to consuming right now, getting a sparkling water and then adding the essential oils into that can be a lovely way to sort of transition to something a lot more healthy. And then you can also create things like tonics with apple cider vinegar and brews with teas and essential oils, and even kombucha. I'm experimenting with that right now. When we are using it in a tea, one of the things to keep in mind is that we want the oil to not be scalding hot. So boil the water and then let it cool down a little bit. And then you can add the essential oil to a spoonful of honey or perhaps a little bit of coconut oil or something. And if you put the drop of oil onto the honey and then put it into the tea, it's kind of like putting the Epsom salts into the bath. It helps to emulsify the oils into the water. And then we can also add them to things like our smoothies. This is wonderful. And we can also have a lot of fun playing with cocktails and mocktails. I did a class recently in Miami that was sponsored by Casa Noble Organic Tequila and Casa Florida. And we used essential oil infused sugars and salts for margaritas and specialty drinks. I think the favorite one was a tangerine salt. But we also used ginger and cardamom in honey instead of sugar and drizzled that around the rim. So you can get really creative with these. Now, you can also add the essential oils to salsas and soups and stews and marinades and drizzles and dressings, all sorts of beautiful dishes here. It's really endless what you can do with it. You can also use them for baking. Here are some wonderful oils for baking. As one of my dear friends said just the other day, he's an amazing chef at Santa Barbara Middle School. He said it's great to use in baking. There's a lovely flavor, but again, you do want to add a little bit more than you think you might normally use because some of it will evaporate. But again, it adds a beautiful flavor. And now this is a little, just some thoughts about how you can use these different essential oil families for particular things. So the citrus oils, things like bergamot and grapefruit, lemon, lime, tangerine, wild orange, these are all things that are very bright and sweet and tangy, very refreshing. So think about using them in beverages and baked goods, yogurts, dips, salsas, zests, rubs, those sorts of things are beautiful. Then the spices, think about things like black pepper and cassia and cinnamon and coriander, ginger, fennel. These all tend to be very warming and kind of spicy and sweet, a little even hot and sharp. So they can be great for enhancing natural flavors, particularly with meats and vegetables and sweet and savory dishes. Then the herbs, think about things like basil and cilantro, marjoram, oregano, rosemary, and thyme, things that are herbal and fresh and warm and sharp. They're very useful for substituting dry or fresh herbs, and also great in things like Italian dishes, marinades, rubs, salts, soups, breads, pastas, potatoes. These are all beautiful. Then the florals, this is one, we don't often think about cooking with the florals, I think. But things like lavender and geranium and ylang ylang, they can be a light and sort of sweet smell that is great for softening citrus flavors and also adding a little bit of a twist to plain recipes and desserts and teas. And one of my favorite with the florals is actually in chocolate. I think that's quite special. And then the mints, things like peppermint and spearmint that are cool and refreshing and sweet. These are great also in beverages and desserts and with salads and certain rubs. So again, remember, depending on the oil that you use, you can also really be promoting healthy digestion, cleansing the body, supporting healthy function of all the body's systems, and providing the body with antioxidants and other internal benefits, such as supporting our nervous system and our respiratory function and a healthy metabolism and a healthy gastrointestinal tract. So this is really important when we also think about our overall health and well-being, particularly focusing on a healthy gut. So if you are looking for additional support with your digestion, also with your elimination, your metabolism, your hormone or energy levels, you could benefit from adding probiotics and digestive enzymes into your daily wellness routine. So this here is known as the Digest Zen Kit. This has actually just recently become available. So if you already have an account, you can buy all these together. Again, it's the Digest Zen Kit. You can get these through your loyalty rewards and receive up to 55% savings from the retail price. You also can order these individually. So here, this is the PB Assist is a double encapsulated probiotic, which is really important so that those good bacteria get through the acid of the stomach and actually are able to get all the way down into the gut. And then there's also the probiotic for kids, PB Assist Junior, which is wonderful. My kids love it. I love it. It tastes delicious. And then there's the Terrazyme. Now this is really special. This is a blend of 10 different digestive enzymes. And the reason this is important is because we often eat cooked food. And when we cook the food, we are destroying the naturally occurring digestive enzymes. And our bodies produce both digestive and metabolic enzymes. But when digestive enzymes are deficient, which is very common due to eating cooked food and processed food, and also due to the chronic stress that myself has experienced and many other people in Western societies live and operate within sort of a very high level of chronic stress, then the body has to borrow metabolic enzymes in order to digest our food. And that's when our metabolism can end up struggling as a result. So just know that the Terrazyme is really supportive for both digestion, metabolism, and then also for our overall energy levels. Now, when it comes to the essential oil blends, we have the Digest Zen blend, which here is in the Touch formula and also in the soft gels. It's a blend of aniseed, peppermint, ginger, caraway, coriander, tarragon, and fennel. And the Touch blend here is great for topical application, and the soft gel is great for taking internally. both of these to aid digestion and soothe occasional stomach upsets and maintain overall digestive health. And then last, of course, here is the peppermint beadlet, which is a wonderful way to support your digestion in a quick little beadlet that can be popped into your mouth. So flavor explosion that you can have lots of wonderful benefits from. Now, I also just want to briefly mention the Slim and Sassy oils because this is a great blend for regulating our metabolism by supporting our blood sugar. It's also great for supporting hunger cravings and food addictions. And there are quite a few different oils in here. Grapefruit and cinnamon especially are great for promoting these healthy blood sugar levels. And both of these lead me also into talking a little bit just briefly about the cleanse. We just had a 30-day cleanse with our Corazon Healing Arts community. It was led by the amazing Rain Decora and Dana Schwartz and David Watts. Both of them are acupuncturists and Chinese herbalists who have decades of leading cleanses and supporting wellness protocols for their patients. So we just finished this 2 days ago and I feel so good. And when we do the cleanse, what we're also able to help address here that can be sort of deeper systemic issues that can be very well supported with dietary changes are things like food allergies and hormone balancing and weight loss and mental clarity and generally just feeling a lot lighter in our lives. So again, part of this cleanse is using that PB Assist and the Terrazyme that we just talked about. We also use this Zendocrine complex and the Zendocrine oil here. This is a detox complex. We're using the lemon essential oil, like I mentioned before, to sip on in our water during the day to gently detoxify. And then the GX Assist really cleanses the GI tract with capricolic acid, and then we replenish it at the end with this beautiful blend, powerful blend, DDR Prime. And then as a baseline throughout all of this, we have the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And I'm just gonna briefly mention it here because in a couple of weeks, we're gonna have a whole webinar just dedicated to understanding what these 3 incredible bottles do for our daily wellness on a foundational level. But here, just in quick little summary, the Alpha CRS is the cellular vitality complex, and it contains powerful polyphenols that protect the cells from free radicals that can damage cellular DNA, mitochondria, and other critical cell structures. Then we have the omegas, which provide ultra pure essential fatty acids and other fat soluble nutrients that help support heart and circulatory health and brain health and optimal immune function, among many other benefits. And then the last one here, the Microplex, is a balanced formula of essential vitamins and bioavailable minerals that have been carefully formulated to provide optimal levels of key micronutrients that support energy and immune functions. So to wrap up this webinar today, I'm just going to show you a few more things, but if there's anything here that I've spoken about so far that you want more information on, you can always just do a Google search of the name of the oil or the product and type in doTERRA PDF, and you can see all of the individual details of what's in these oils and products there. Now, if you know that you want to start using some of these today and you're already having your own wholesale accounts, you can order those through your loyalty rewards program and earn a percentage of your points and shipping back to be used like free money on your next order. So fun. And then if you're new to doTERRA and you're already working with someone, I hope that this has been very helpful for you, and I encourage you to reach out to your wellness advocate and they can help you get all set up. And then if you're new to doTERRA and you would like to partner with me, I would love to support you. So for you folks, I'm going to give you a few links that you can use. I'm going to highlight here these couple ways that you might want to get started. So this is our home essentials kit. And this kit has many oils that you can use internally: frankincense, lavender, lemon, melaleuca, oregano, peppermint, digestin, and On Guard. All these can be used internally. And then we've also got Deep Blue and Breathe here, which are fabulous for respiratory support and joint and muscular support. And then this one comes with a diffuser. So you really can use these oils all three ways: internally, aromatically, and then topically as well. So this is a really popular kit, one way of getting started. And I'm going to chat you this link for those of you who are live. I'm going to get that out to you right here. So there you go. And then this other kit here. So this is very similar to the one we just looked at. The previous one was all 15 ml bottles except for the Deep Blue. This one is all 5 ml bottles. So the same oils, just in smaller sizes. But this one, instead of coming with a diffuser, it comes with the peppermint beadlet that we talked about before and the On Guard beadlet that we talked about before. So I'm going to put this up for you as well. Now, the reason that these kits are so fabulous if you are just getting started with using the essential oils is that the kits will give you a 25% wholesale discount, just like a Costco or a Sam's Club membership. Plus, you can also get extra savings below wholesale when you start with a kit like this. And there are currently 8 enrollment kits available in the US. So I say there's always something available for everyone depending on what your budget and your needs are. So again, I encourage you to reach out and let myself or someone else who's a wellness advocate with doTERRA help you. When you do that and you work with someone, instead of buying off of a place like Amazon, you actually get our support to really hold your hand in learning how to use these valuable resources. These are true gifts of the earth. And we want them to be able to be really appreciated by you so that they can best support you and your loved ones in your life. So you not only get myself or whoever invited you to watch this to help guide you on your own wellness journey, you also have access to our incredible customer service and our amazing community of health professionals and wellness advocates, including doctors, functional doctors, naturopaths, acupuncturists, unbelievable people that we get to partner with. And then you also receive a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. So we want you to be happy. And I do hope that you've enjoyed this overview today. I do hope that this is helpful for you and that you know a little bit more about how you can use essential oils in your cooking to support a healthy diet and lifestyle. As always, my intention is to support you in creating these daily rituals that really feed and nourish your body and your whole being on all levels. Now, we have a few more weeks of our webinar series coming up still, so if you want to keep learning with me, next week we're going to talk about sleep, and then we're going to talk about fitness, the origin of essential oils, and then finally getting more into depth with that lifelong vitality. So I hope to see you there. If you do have any questions or comments about today's webinar, please send me a message at amy@lovetobehere.com. Until next time, I hope you have found this very helpful, and I'm very grateful for your attention. May you love to be here wherever you are.